Welcome back to Sports Dump, Lewis County's only sports podcast, sponsored by Elam's Home Furnishings and Mattress Gallery, Goebel Septic, and Americool Heating and Cooling. I'm Aaron Van Tile, joined by Chronicle sports crew Dylan Wilhelm, Zach Martin, and Kody Christian. And we finally have a chance to catch our breath, and by our breath, I mean your breath, after a week full of postseason action, including a jam-packed Saturday. How you guys feeling? You ready for one last week?
I was born ready.
Why not? Let's roll.
for the end game, as you've said it is. Which tournament coming up this weekend are you guys the most excited for?
We only have one area team in it, and it's only the Final Four, but 2B baseball.
I'm gonna go in 2B baseball.
Top four teams and a potential attitude final.
The only people ever excited to go to Ephrata.
Have you been to Ephrata?
I doubt it.
You have.
Probably not. No,
It's a
Maybe
lovely
like
little
last
town.
year,
I'm not
it's
even.
pushed to
I'm
Yakima.
sure
I'm not gonna lie. I loved it there.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you were there
it's very
playing in a
nice.
state championship game.
No, I didn't play a state championship game there. We played a state championship game at
Community
Community College.
at 11:30 at night.
Yeah,
All right.
you're forgetting.
Yeah, I am forgetting. All right, we'll start with softball, where area teams had the most success. WF West and Adna both won District 4 championships. Dylan was at both of those. Which one was better?
WF West, in my opinion. There was one of my mentors in college that kind of said as you get deeper, in your career of covering teams, you don't really root for teams, you root for good stories.
Yeah.
And Aubrey Nelson for WF West is just a great story. Maybe the most unlikely source for a go-ahead home run in the bottom of the sixth inning, but she just got a hold of one and sent it, and you could tell how much. It's kind of hard to describe the obvious emotions that not only she felt, but the team felt, just a pure joy for her as she came into the dugout. And WF West coach Kevin Zylstra was kind of joking. He's like, yeah, I kind of added a couple bucks to the swear jar. She was coming around third there, just in a good way. She also ran around the bases in approximately 3.5 seconds. By the time the ball landed, I think she was already at third base.
Hell yeah.
And she was just happy. This is a backup catcher that's kind of just been doing her thing under the radar all year long. And I've heard her come up big off Lily Camp, of all pitchers, too, for a 2-1 win in a game where runs are at a premium. It was just cool to see her get her moment. And then somebody brought the home run ball back, and she actually stepped out of the dugout to give her to her mom.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
That was just a really cool moment that they hugged real quick. And then all of a sudden it's, all right, we still got 3 outs. We still got 3 outs to get in the top of the 7th. And they did. And district titles for them are nothing new, especially in softball, but that one was just pretty cool to watch.
Okay. The EBCO took all 4 spots from District 4 into the state tournament. So you've got, Aberdeen, WF West, Tumwater, and Rochester going?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And
all right. Yeah. We'll get to the bracket shortly. You guys have some thoughts on it. And then Adna also won a district title. Who'd they beat? Forks?
They beat Forks again.
Okay. And Adna is the number 1 seed going to districts. Going to state. PL Valley and Toledo also made it through. PL Valley beat Toledo in a winner to state game, and then Toledo had to play somebody from something called District 1 to get in.
Yeah, I think it was Jordan Nalen who made the joke that no matter the sport, Toledo will play the maximum number of district tournament games possible. They would have done that this year, but they received a bye to the district quarters. So that was the only game they didn't play, but because they lost to PL, who scored 6 in the 6th to take the lead over them in a winner to state, winner to third place game, they had to beat Onalaska and then beat Coopville. And Coopville, that was they are the District 1. District 1, to my understanding, has 1 league.
Yeah.
So Coopville was the league champion. They didn't have a district tournament, and Coopville just played. That was their only postseason game.
They're up on an island somewhere in the Sound. I remember.
It was, show up against the 5th place team from District 4 for 1 game to state, and Toledo.
It is a 3-hour and 11-minute drive from Coopville to Centralia with a ferry ride.
That's tough. Yeah. They did all that, and for 1 game that they lost pretty handily.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's a yikes.
All right.
So yeah, Toledo's through. This is the point of that, cool. I guess.
And then Mossy-Rock won a district championship. They destroyed Wishkah Valley and Nacelle. We would have loved to get a trophy photo, but no one seems to know where the 1B district trophy is. We're not sure if it even exists.
So
valid.
So Chris Johnson with East County Journal, he's like, yeah, parents are going to send me a photo. I could share it with you as well because the game was in Montesano. And I was like, sure. So we get a photo. Everyone's holding up number 1. He's like, we would have loved to get a trophy photo, but Nacelle forgot the trophy. And I was like, all right. First off, that's funny to me. I don't know.
That is funny.
I just think it's funny. And then I'm talking to Chris Johnson later, or not Chris Johnson, Keith Coleman.
Yeah.
The Mossy-Rock coach. And he's like, yeah, they forgot the trophy. I was like, and then I'm looking back through our district history. Mossy-Rock won it last year. So if they've forgotten the trophy 2 years in a row, do they know where the trophy is? Is the trophy lost? Is there a trophy? These are questions that I don't have the answers to.
Interesting.
But they won by 15, and then they beat Wishkah in the semis by 23. So I think they deserve
looking good.
Some trophy if it is in fact on this planet and an actual thing.
If you know where the 1B trophy is, send us an email at dylan@caronline.com.
You're going to get, some Mossy-Rock's just going to get like a ransom note with the letters cut out that's like, I bet you'd like this trophy, wouldn't you?
It's like a corner of the trophy carved out. In the
We're going to keep sending pieces until you
They're going to be back in 2B before they get the 1B District 4 softball trophy.
Yeah.
All right. Which state tournament bracket do you guys want to discuss first? I have 1B softball pulled up, so let's start with that one.
Sure.
I don't know why I bothered to ask. Mossy-Rock is the number 5 seed. They'll play number 4 Colton, a perennial powerhouse in girls basketball. But are they good at softball? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, they're the 4 seed, so I can't imagine that they're that horrible.
They took 4th in, the District 6, 7, 9 tournament? There's just tri-district tournaments.
I think it's District 7, 8, 9, and it feels like District 5, 6 are usually together, but maybe that's different for the 1Bs. Anyway, Liberty Christian is the number 1. Nacelle is the 8. All right. Good luck, Mossy-Rock. They start at noon Thursday at Gateway Sports Complex.
Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
That's right. All right. Which other bracket? 2Bs?
Switch over to 2B.
Go 2Bs.
2B.
Work our way up.
Okay. Adna's the number 1 seed. Surprise, surprise. They will play the winner of the PL Valley Northwest Christian Colbert game at 2 o'clock on Friday.
They really like lining up these D4 teams to kind of take each other out at state. We'll get to that in the 2As as well, but
yeah, I don't like how this is set up like that. Yeah. Although that's the only one in this bracket that's really like that.
Well, then you've got Toledo playing Acosta.
I forgot Acosta
in the first round. So, and that game had to go 9 innings for Toledo to win on a wild pitch about the only mistake that Acosta ace Jesse Gilbert made.
What was that, a 1-0 game or a 2-1 game?
It was a 1-0 in the 9th.
Yeah, that's a terrible first round matchup.
Yeah. If I'm Toledo, I am not happy about that matchup.
You should swap Toledo and Lake Roosevelt there. Like, that's the easy move. Everybody's happy.
I agree.
Anyway, Toledo plays Acosta at 10 a.m. And then the winner plays number 2 Okanagan. Do we know? Are we sure about Okanagan?
They got the 2?
They're 21-1, 15-0 in the Central Washington. I'm taking a look at their schedule right now to see who their one loss was against. It was a 11-4 non-conference loss to Warden, which is the same team that Adna, I believe, swept in a non-league doubleheader in the regular season.
Yeah, that was like early regular season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when Adna was preparing to demolish all of 2B, they were playing playing other schools that were also decent. So yeah, that's their only loss.
Okay, so the top 4 seeds are 1 Adna, 2 Okanagan, 3 Forks, and 4 Kittitas. You guys solid on those? I think those are fine.
I think those are good. I think those are worthy top 4 seeds.
I think a Forks Adna rematch is very possible, and that's what Pocklington said too.
Yeah.
Just simply, we'll see him again.
Which this one may look different because Sims did not pitch the district title game, correct?
True. That's true. Sims, she'll be okay for state, but she was just nursing a sore knee, to my understanding.
They were holding her, keeping a little something extra for Forks next time around. Gamesmanship by Pock, you love it.
My understanding is she kind of tweaked it before the semifinal against Onalaska, and then she just went out and destroyed Onalaska anyway.
Yeah.
And then they said, all right, we'll throw LaFontaine out there. She did pretty well for a freshman, especially against teams talented as Forks. So,
all right, cool. Anything else you guys don't like about the 2B bracket?
What did you say, Dylan? You could lose the opening round and still get third place if you win 5 games in a row.
That's 2A.
Is that 2A?
We'll
get to that next.
All right. Well, I mean, that's
it's a good transition.
That's how it always goes. Now. I guess it's not. I can't remember. All right, the 2A bracket is an actual 16-team bracket. The other ones are 12-team brackets with first-round buys for the top 4 seeds. In the 2A bracket, first matchup, 9 a.m. Friday morning, number 11 Ephrata versus number 6 Tumwater. You guys good with that?
That one's fine.
Keep going. Keep going.
Number
on some
14
of the other
Enumclaw versus number 3 Aberdeen.
That's a joke.
Why do you guys hate that one?
Tumwater and Aberdeen lining up.
You add Tumwater won the league outright. Finit and WF West. Say what seed WF West is, Aaron.
WF West is the number 5 seed. They play Linden in the first round.
So you mean to tell me that Aberdeen finished lower than both Tumwater and WF West in the regular season, lost to WF West in the title game, district title game, but they're seeded 3, WF West 5, Tumwater 6. That to me makes 0 sense.
Do you think WF West is pissed about this seeding? Playing number 12 Linden, and if they win that one, having to play either a 13 or a 4, and the 4 is Port Angeles?
I think I'd rather.
Or do you think they would rather be up there with a Tumwater or an Aberdeen?
I think they've beaten both Tumwater and Aberdeen.
But haven't they lost to both Tumwater and Aberdeen as well?
Once.
Yes.
Okay. I think WF West is fine where they are, and they're perfectly happy with that. They're under the radar. They're in a relatively. It's not like a threatening quartet. There's a simple path for them to get to the semifinals, and if they get there, they'll potentially play a Cedro Woolley, which again, I think that's fine. I would much rather be on their side of the bracket than on the side with all the teams they played before. Rochester is a 15 seed. Like, is that low? District 4 is a good district.
They were 9 and 12 going into the district tournament.
Okay, you know what? That's fine.
Finished 13 and 13 overall.
They're probably better than that, but they haven't played like that until this last week. Just so the WF West know, I think I'm kind of with Zach, like the principle of being below Aberdeen, but it does work out in their favor.
It's the principle. If probably it ends up being good for them that they're on that side of the bracket, but it's the principle of earning the right to have a higher seed and not being rewarded with a higher seed.
Well, yeah, but the higher seed matters until 11:01 Friday morning.
That's true.
In which case, who cares? And by that point, the other games are already going to be over. And if you are WF West and you're looking at Tumwater and Aberdeen playing in the quarterfinals at 3:30, and you see that on the board as you're walking to your 11 o'clock game, you're like, you know what? I'm kind of happy with where we're at.
It would be interesting to see a Tumwater Aberdeen, part 4, I believe, because they split the regular season. Can't
Aberdeen
remember.
Beat them 5-4.
But I can't remember how they did.
semis.
I can't remember how they did in the non-league. I think Tumwater may have won the non-league, but I don't remember. So it would be at least round 4, round 5, and it's like, what adjustments does Ella Ferguson make? What adjustments does either Annika Hollingsworth or Lily Camp make? So it would be interesting to see if that ends up being the quarterfinal matchup. But just a principle. That's and then the bracket itself. Well, let's not bury this. This bracket is horrible. On what planet do you play? If you lose the opening round, like Dylan mentioned, and you can get up third? This isn't wrestling where you want to play the whole bracket out.
You fight your way back and finish third. What's the problem with that?
This is not wrestling. You don't fight your way back for third in softball.
They're playing 100 games in this tournament. Like, who cares?
It's ridiculous.
You know what? I think all the trophies should just say finished on a win or didn't. No third, no fifth, no fourth, whatever they are.
It is an obscure bracket. What is there anything wrong with the simple 8-team bracket? There's nothing wrong with that. This is overkill and outrageous.
You want an 8-team softball bracket?
Yes.
Well, good luck.
It's how it is in every other state.
Well,
did you see the 3A?
No.
20 teams.
Oh my God.
What do you guys think about football going to this? Isn't football going to 16 teams next year?
I know 2, 3, and 4A are going to the round of 32, which is essentially just the crossover round, but instead of playing someone in your district, you play an East Side team. If you're on the
like
West.
someone from a different,
It just
it's
looks a little different.
It's the same amount of games, same distance, same length of season.
The number 1 seed into this state tournament, Cedro Woolley, appears to be. Are they really 16-0? Is that it? Am I looking at the wrong thing?
They ain't been playing no one.
Yeah, where's all your games, guys?
Fraudulent number 1 seed.
Real quick, we talked.
They're 22-1 overall.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
that's better.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Real quick, we touched on Rochester. They are the 15 because of how much they struggled throughout the regular season. But it's cliche because it's true. All it takes is to get hot at this time of year, and who knows? And Lena Demers in the circle has been nearly unhittable. She'll pitch every inning, no matter how tired she is, or no matter how much she's struggling, and she hasn't been doing much of that lately. She gives them a chance in every game. I'm going to be interested to see how they do against North Kitsap.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Do you want to move on to whatever we're talking about next? Which is Goebel Septic.
Hell yeah.
Providing septic service and portable sanitation for Thurston, Lewis, Mason, Cowlitz, and Grays Harbor counties. Did you guys use any porta potties in your weekend adventures?
No. I did not.
You brown bag guy?
No, there's actual bathrooms, Aaron. There were actual bathrooms in Auburn High School.
I bet you wish you had had a Goebel Septic portable sanitation station, which they will rent you any time of year. They also provide septic pumping, inspection, and riser installation, commercial septic pumping, and grease trap services. You never know when you're going to need those. Visit goebelseptic.com. That's GOEBEL septic.com, or call 360-736-2167. So we've gone through all of the brackets. And should we do baseball now? Oh, no, we messed up the order a little bit.
Just a quick send-off to Onalaska, who made it to the district semis before falling twice. So they got close.
Okay.
Lisa Liddell will be back. They get most of their girls back. They should be right back here next year, if not through the state.
Okay, let's go to baseball. We'll start in the 1As, where Tenino won 2 games on regional Saturday, and they advanced to the Final Four for the first time since 2013. You guys did not go cover their game, but Zach talked to Ryan Schlesser afterwards. How was he doing?
He was quite happy, as any coach that is going to the Final Four and for the first time in 11 years.
Was he on the team that made it in 2013?
I did not ask.
I have no idea.
And I have no clue. But I can when I go to their practice tomorrow for my state preview story.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Lakeside 9 Mile 3-0 in the opening round, and then walloped Linden Christian 12-2 in the quarterfinals. Kellen Knox threw a no-hitter against Lakeside 9 Mile. I did ask if there was a conversation if they were going to throw Knox, the Oregon recruit, or Jack Burkhart in the opening round game. And it was a little bit of a conversation, but it was quick. They felt like in order to get to the quarterfinals, you need to throw your ace, and that's Kellen. And Jack has pitched very well this year. It's where Ryan feels like he can throw either one of them, and they're going to give him an equal chance to win. The offense kind of broke out against Linden Christian in the late innings, 4 runs in the 5th and 7th and 3 runs in the 6th. A lot of extra base hits. Austin Gonia ended with 2 triples and 4 RBIs. They're playing really well right now. It was rough sledding after spring break because they were unbeaten before and then during spring break. And then once they were the only team that really played during spring break, it went out east. And then once that ended, it just was very different. The offense was not clicking. Pitching kept them in games, but they couldn't hold leads. But now they're playing really good baseball, and the bracket is kind of wide open for them right now. I mean, they could reach the state title game.
Schlesser did play on Tenino's state title game, I think, in 2011.
Okay.
State title game team. They didn't win it. They finished second.
Okay.
I'm sure I was at that game. Anyway, but he was not on the 2013 team.
Gotcha.
Tumwater and WF West did not have as much luck on their regional Saturdays. They were both defeated in the quarterfinals. Zach was in Auburn, where the T-Birds let a 7th-inning lead slip away against number 1 Enumclaw.
Wasn't just a 7-0. They let a 5-0 lead slip away. And Enumclaw literally clawed their way back and took the lead with a 5-run seventh. Derek Thompson pitched 6 innings, and he hit the pitch count. And so Luke Hoke came in the 7th and struggled with command. It was pelting rain, just could not find the strike zone. Enumclaw took advantage, had a couple of hits as well. And then Tumwater almost came back and won. They had the tying run 90 feet away and ended it with a ground out. It was a fielder's choice. That was a very emotional up and down, back and forth game for a bit. And Lyle Overbay was he was happy about the fight. Like he mentioned how he was sad that they lost, but he called the resiliency of this team one of the best he's seen in his life. And they'll be back. They've losing Eddie Marson and Liam Carlson. They're basically the heart of their team, and they're one of their best pitchers. Will be tough, but everyone else is expected to be back. So, and Tumwater's Tumwater. Like they're gonna be contending for as long as they keep churning out really good players.
All right. WF West also had a tough draw. They had to play number 2 Columbia River, who they had just lost to in the District 4 title game. Sounds like a bad matchup. Zach, you talked to Jesse Elam after that one.
Yeah.
Elam was the coach of Tenino when they last went to the state Final Four. I think he was.
That's a nice little connection.
Yeah, he was Schlescher's coach in high school.
Okay. Jesse was, he felt like that this game could have been won, had some balls dropped their way. Columbia River just had that 1 or 2 extra hits that found a hole, and WF West didn't. He mentioned that Braden Jones had a foul ball that would have been a grand slam. It literally started, he said, fair, and then it curved 5 feet foul. So it's like that little bit off. WF West is potentially still playing its season. Cole Ozertich, he did not pitch as well as he has recently. So that probably played a factor into it as well. But WF West, like Tumwater, doesn't graduate a whole lot. Most of the core is back, so they're gonna be back in this position again because Jesse is a good coach. He knows what he's doing. They just got unfortunate with a bad matchup of playing a team they just played a week ago.
All right. And then on to the 2B state tournament where Adna's run almost ended before it began. They were down 6-0 after half an inning, and then the other team gave up 5 quick runs and got them back into it. Owen Fagerness came through with a go-ahead RBI single in the 6th, and it took a funny hop and squeaked through the left side of the infield. And Kody immediately sprinted onto the field to party with his boys.
I may
with
the
the camera.
I went to take pictures. I may not have gotten dabbed up by like 5 different people on the field.
Real professional. Kody.
Not my choice. What, do I just leave them hanging? Is that not professional?
Yeah.
No, I'm not like that.
All right. Just and then Napovine didn't have as much luck in their quarterfinal. They let a 5-0 lead slip away. And a season-ending 9-7 loss to Riverview. They had the bases loaded in the 7th, but couldn't convert. And what was the take on that one?
Ashton Demarest pitched well. Demarest, excuse me. Demarest pitched well. He just ran in trouble. They pulled him for Cal Bullock, and Riverview kept barreling balls. They just got hot in one inning, and that proved to be enough. And Napovine almost made a rally, and this wasn't enough. Brian was he was very proud of the game plan that they had offensively because Riverview threw its ace, and he said he executed the game. They executed the game plan to near perfection. But baseball's funny like that, where one inning and it can all go sideways. That's another team that won't lose a lot. Ashton is going to be gone, and that's obviously, Cal Bullock's going to have to eat a lot of those innings, and it's probably going to be the rest of it by committee. So that's going to be a big loss. So it'll be interesting to see how Napovine reloads and retools in the 2025 season. All
right, this podcast is brought to you by Elam's Home Furnishings and Mattress Gallery. It 1530 South Gold Street in Centralia. You can check them out at elamshf.com. How are you guys sitting for furniture? You're all great? Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah,
You're really selling this, guys.
My beanbag upstairs is still beanie. I don't know. It's still comfortable.
It's still beanie.
Awesome.
Look on Mr. Elam's website and see if they got beanbags up in that joint.
Beanbags.
I don't know if that sentence has ever been uttered in all of history.
See if they got beanbags up in that joint.
No, they've got a loft bed for a child.
Oh, that's way better.
Dylan, do you need one of those as well? Anyway, everything you can imagine except beanbags, they'd have to special order those for you.
I'm going to bring a photo next week of how big this beanbag is.
Elam's Home Furnishings at elamshf.com. Baseball brackets are out. Who's Tenino?
They've been out.
Yeah, who's Tenino got?
Over Lake Bear Creek.
Yeah, the 8 seed. They beat number 1 seed Bellevue Christian. It's actually a rematch from the season opener. Tenino won 12-2.
This link is there they go, over Lake Bear Creek. Also Tenino Stone City jerseys.
Sweet.
Extremely cool.
Yeah. Oh my, those
I
are
agree.
Those are the cleanest high school
That's got to be
jerseys
the
I've
best
seen.
set of jerseys easily in the area.
If we don't have jerseys as part of the Athlete of the Year ceremony, we should give Tenino an award.
We should. You guys should do some special awards. The Rochester kid that got mistaken for Bigfoot needs an award.
He should get an award. Yeah,
Tenino Stone
plaque
City
like
jerseys need an award.
Yeah, those are the cleanest jerseys I've seen in my time of doing this.
So, all right, Tenino plays over Lake Bear Creek at 7:00 at Bellingham. Oh, they're at Jeff Martin Stadium in Bellingham on Friday, and then Saturday they'll play at either 1:00 or 7:00.
I've never heard anyone call Tenino Stone City before, but I don't even care.
Well, I mean that's their claim to fame is sandstone.
Josh is really
for
big
the
on those
court.
kind of nicknames, like Hub City, and then one of them's Cheese City, isn't it?
Toledo's Cheese City.
And
Winlock's the Egg
Grit
City.
on Alaska.
Oh, on Alaska just calls themselves Grit City. They're more like Apple City. They have an apple harvest festival.
They're just Log City. Come on.
Does Adna have a name, or is it going to become Sausage City?
Morton.
Sausage City. Yo.
I mean,
That's crazy.
it's not bad.
Dude, imagine the Tenino jerseys, but in cursive, they just say Sausage City on them. It's like a
I mean,
Brewer City Connect.
I feel like you've already got one of those jerseys, Cody.
I'll run that by our superintendent
Yeah, see how that.
over at Adna.
See what the AD thinks of those.
That would go hard.
And then the 2B bracket, Adna plays Tri-Cities Prep at 10 a.m. at Johnson O'Brien Stadium in Ephrata. The winner will
State
play
championship rematch.
The winner will play either Riverview or Tootle Lake in the finals. Is that who you guys lost to? TCP?
Yeah.
Walk-off fashion?
Yeah. Walked off bottom 7th.
Wow.
At approximately 1 in the morning.
Yeah, like 1 in the morning.
All right. Any other? Who has a better chance of winning a state title? Adna baseball or Tenino baseball?
I think Tenino, just because the bracket lines
Honestly,
up a little better for them.
Yeah, I think
I'm probably going to go
Tenino,
Tenino.
I think Tenino too.
Adna's just part of the top 4. It was pretty chalky going into the semis, whereas Tenino, Naches Valley lost first round. Bellevue Christian lost second round. There's just been a little bit more chaos in that bracket.
I'm still waiting for Adna to play its best game because they have not right now. They still haven't this point. They've got something on the baseball gods because high school baseball gods are helping them right now.
I mean, last year they were in 11 and made it all the way to the state title game.
Yeah, last year we just got hot at the right time, honestly. I don't know. Like I was talking to some of my friends at the game on Saturday. We just said they're definitely not playing as best as they could be. Like you said, they're not hot right now.
Still winning though, yeah.
They got a week of practice to figure that out. So as long as they can keep winning,
and all it takes is one outing of Percival. 5 1/3, 6 innings of 2-run ball. That'll give you a chance in any game against anyone.
And I don't think Tootle Lake ever has that problem of like not being on. I think they're always pretty well on their game.
And this is something that Kody and I'll bring this up to you, Zach and Aaron. We talked about this a little bit ago off the pod of just, does Tootle Lake throw Swanson in their semi against Riverview, or do you try to save him for a title game?
No,
they'll throw Swanson.
They'll throw Swanson. So if it's Adna Tootle Lake, it's probably going to be Nakano and Cox.
Yeah, and I almost think that lines up better for Tootle.
Do we know for sure Percival's like out for state? You guys,
I haven't heard.
I haven't heard anything.
I've heard his back is still bothering him, but I haven't heard anything about him not playing.
He started the game on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did he was he taken out because of just not throwing well, or was it because of the?
From what I heard, he just couldn't hit the strike zone. I think.
Yeah, looked like the stat line I saw was he lasted 2/3 of an inning and walked like 5 people.
Yeah,
didn't give up any hits, but
which I didn't know if that was strictly because of an injury or just he could not find the strike zone.
On the phone, Overbase said his back was still bothering him, but I mean, they still threw him out there to start. So I'm assuming it's not something that's going to hold him out of state. I think it's just something he's going to have to battle through. And it is something to keep in mind when going into, assuming he starts the semifinal.
I would bet that his practice time will be limited and he's going to focus on getting his back close to healthy.
I know that kid's going to do anything he possibly can to get up there on the mound during the state tournament.
Did he start the state title game last year?
No, he pitched in the semifinals.
Who pitched in the finals? Was it Cody Christian?
Would you stop? You know exactly what I was doing during the state championship.
The same thing you're doing now.
Around, just yapping. Yeah. No, Asher Guerrero started and honestly pitched the best game of his whole career that night. We were all a little nervous because he was like kind of struggling throughout the postseason, but he was just lights out that game. We just couldn't get it done.
All right, this podcast is brought to you.
Thanks for bringing up painful memories.
By Americool Heating and Air Conditioning. If you need to cool off after a heated take like Kody right now.
That wasn't a take.
Didn't I bring it up? He didn't even bring it up.
Visit west.americool online. Americool Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business, providing full-service HVAC installation, services, and repair with a 100% satisfaction guarantee on everything they do. And if you have an emergency, call their 24/7 emergency service line at 360-506-6399. Zach, give us some track things.
Track with Zach.
Track takes so long. Just give us who are your picks? Give us 5 picks like this is horse racing. And you have 5 picks to if you were a betting man that you would put money on for a state championship.
For an individual or team or both?
Team? No, individual.
Individual?
Team track, come on.
Oh, it matters. It's a team sport.
Hey, don't be dissing track, man.
No, track's great. Just like a team track meet. Like you're not passing the ball to your teammates.
You pass a stick sometimes.
Yeah, you pass the baton.
It's like a team golf.
I mean, ideally you hand it off. I don't think anyone wants to be.
I mean, it'd be a lot cooler if you could pass them.
Real quick before I give individual picks. Tumwater, I think, should be the favorite for a 3-peat, and Rainier Girls will contend for a 2B team state title. That's all I'll say. Those are the only two that I think are those are the only two that are going to do that.
Those both look good.
5 that I think will win a state title. Carter Phelps from PL, I think, has a good shot to win 2 in 1B, 110 hurdles and 300 hurdles. There will be, I fully believe, an area girls discus winner in 2B. It will either be Lillian Boyd from Adna, Carson Freeman from Adna, or Haley Hansen from Rainier. One of those 3 will win the 2B girls discus. I would.
Is that your lead pipe lock of the week?
It might be my lead pipe lock of the week. Ava Jones from Tumwater Tumwater's one of their 3 relays, either 4x1, 4x2, or 4x4, will win a state championship out in Tacoma. I think Tyler Price from Adna has a good shot at either the 1 or the 2. He's got the state lead in the 2, and he's tied for the state lead in the 100 with a freshman. And then my 5th one, I will go with Lucas Hoff from WF West or Amanda Bennett from WF West. One of them will win one field event. Amanda Bennett will either win the javelin, or Lucas Hoff will either win one of the 3 of either pole vault, javelin, or high jump.
Okay.
Lock it in.
And a few quick hitters. WF West Justin Chung and Javen Hahn will be competing in the 2A boys singles state tournament this weekend in Seattle. They'll be joined by Lily Huford and Caitlin Wood, who are in the girls' doubles tournament.
I just played Justin Chung in pickleball today on campus at
Smoking?
No.
That's a good state warm-up.
Well, one of my friends played him, and he was just like, yeah, it was bad. It's like he was like, it's pickleball, it's different. No,
it's all the same.
It might still be different, but you're still way better than the rest of us. Yeah.
10 local female golfers will be at the 2A state girls meet in Liberty Lake. WFS Natalie Eklund is the front runner out of that group. She won the district meet by a whopping 20 scores. Also, guys, when somebody wins by 20 scores, put their overall score in the story.
3 over. That's right.
What was her score?
It's 3 over, and that is something I will keep in mind. 145, I think.
Okay, there we go.
148. Sorry.
It's the number we were looking for.
Took me a minute.
5 area male golfers will be at the 2A boys state meet at Liberty Lake, including Centralia's Vaughn Wasson, who was 5th at districts in October. What did he finish last year? State second?
I think like 3rd.
I think it was top 3. Yeah, I don't remember.
So this is his final shot at it. He's been in contention the last 2 years. He's very good. David Dallaire from Tenino is the lone 1A golfer at Riverside. He is the first Tenino golfer to make state in October. I hope he has like a 6 Stone City golfing polo or something.
He just rocks like the baseball uniform.
Yeah, that'd be a move. And then 4 2B golfers will be at Tumwater Valley. Rainier's Josh Peralta, Adna's Braden and Trevin Salmi, and Adna's Jaylee Humphrey on the girls' side. So, that's pretty sick.
Maybe they'll put them at an advantage, state being at their home course. Salmi Bros.
Tumwater Valley?
They're up in Tumwater.
Oh, I thought
Dallaire's at Riverside.
Yeah.
And Dallaire and the other 2As, I forgot all of that happened in October.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back around.
It's weird. It's weird that they do this, but...
And I can't remember why, but it's been like that forever.
Probably something to do with the weather in the fall, just turning bad.
Well, the boys do.
Lines up with
golf
the girls
yeah,
like
but
tennis too.
Yeah. Same with the boys' tennis. Like, it's all, like, those are in the fall, but then all the states in the spring. Like,
it's just to mess with sports journalists.
It's always been weird when, like, WF for a while had a run of kids that were, like, Yasser Khan was phenomenal at tennis, and he was also, like, the starting catcher on the baseball team. So one spring, it was a debate for him whether to go play state tennis or to play baseball because they were happening at the same time. And then on the same team, you had Brady Calkins, who was a phenomenal golfer. And he competed for a state golf championship, and he finished like 2nd or 3rd. He came real close and was pissed off, and then came back and won a state baseball title 2 days later.
Oh, well, that makes up for it.
Yeah, so he was fine.
It makes sense that golf is actually Tuesday, Wednesday, so that in that case, they could golf and then still go play like that one guy, but tennis is at the same time, so I'm sure there's still some athletes that run into that issue.
Tennis or nothing, man.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
Anyway, where are you guys going this weekend?
We'll all be in Yakima.
You guys all shacking up at the same Motel
Palm
6?
Springs of Washington.
We got an Airbnb. Got a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house.
Nice little place in the suburbs.
I'd better see at least one photo of the Palm Springs of Washington sign when you guys roll in.
Okay.
Throw that bad boy up on Slack.
We'll have Zach pose in front of it. You
Yeah,
ever been to Yakima?
Yes, I was
we sent
literally
him
there
for basketball.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind. We'll have Ridley smile in front of it.
And then we got Eric Trent potentially helping us out with Tenino up in Bellingham.
Cool.
And there was somebody else I was going to mention, but I forgot, so we'll leave it at that.
All right.
Word.
Josh Hart and Petty Hoffer helping us with track photos in Tacoma. So
Mount Tahoma.
For 2As, yep.
And that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right?
Yeah. First day of track for 1A, 1B, 2B is Thursday, and I believe handful of finals that day.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week to tell you what happened at state.